In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to embroider 3D puff on a hat. Stick around to the end to learn all the best tips and tricks.
Attention all machine embroidery beginners. Are you struggling to hoop your fabrics, don't know what thread to use, or even what tension is? Sign up for our free Embroidery for Beginners course and become an expert in no time. Click the link in the description to get started.
3D puff is one of those things that take embroidery to the next level, so I thought I'd give you a quick tutorial on how to get it done. Let's switch over to the other camera and I'll show you the steps that I took to create this hat. For this tutorial, we're gonna use a 6-panel hat. That's just my choice. You can also use a 5-panel hat. For the stabilizer, we're gonna use a tearaway stabilizer. That's because the hat is already stable enough, so this just adds that extra stability. And to give that design the 3D look, it's some foam. I believe this is 3mm thickness, and you can get them in sheets like these. I just cut out a really small piece like that, and if you want your design to be thicker, you can always double it up. But for me, I just want to use one sheet, so that's pretty much it. Now when it comes to 3D puff, you need a special digitized file. You can't just embroider with any file. Now I'm not going to teach you how I digitized this because I didn't. I got these letters from the website, so I'm going to show you how to get them. Now here we are on the Embroidery Legacy's website, and all I did was download the Go Team Athletic Foam. This is part of a stitch file fonts, which means that it already comes in all of the file formats that you would need: art, DST, EXP, HUS. For the Tajima, it would be DST. And the awesome thing about the stitch style fonts is that you do not need to digitize it or put it anywhere in a digitizing program. All you do is load it onto your machine, and this already has the 3D foam digitizing settings. So all I did was download it in a zip file. It contains all of the letters and numbers. If you guys are planning on getting more than one font and you want to save a lot of money, then just make sure to check out the Design Club. We'll leave a link in the description. Once I downloaded the fonts, because I wanted to embroider more than one font, I imported it on the Tajima Writer Plus, which is a free program that comes with the Tajima SAI. You guys can check this out. Now, I don't want to go too much into the app just because I think we should save that for another video, but all I did was bring in the PES files, so I was able to modify each shape. So you can see I changed each shape, and what I did is I resequenced this so that it would do the white first, so the E white, the L white, and then on the machine we're gonna pause it so then we can put the 3D puff foam, and then it'll do the purple afterwards. And that's because if I didn't resequence these two letters, then it would first stitch out the white, then the purple, then the white, then the purple. And I just want to put the foam once so that it does the EL at the same time. Again, please let me know if you guys in the comments if you want to learn more about the program, but if you're just embroidering one letter, then there is no need at all to use any program. That's pretty much it. So now let's move on to hooping the hat, and I'll show you how to import this on the machine. All right, and here we are at the hat hooping station, and these are the hat hoops. I think that's what they're called. So the first thing that you do is you bring this one in and you lock it in place. Then you take this part and you lay it on the side. Then you're gonna grab a piece of your tearaway stabilizer, and I'm just gonna put it right there. Next, we're gonna grab the hat, and what I'm gonna do is pull this fabric out on front like this. You can also open the back so that it's not as fitted. And what you're gonna do here, I'm gonna just bend this a little bit. You're gonna push this down like so. I'm just slowly pushing it forward so that, and my goal is to line up this red with this part right here. Then grab this part, bring it up, and as you're bringing it up, one of the tips that I received is that you almost want to tilt it a little bit to the left. So you'll see that on the red right now, I'm not 100% aligned yet, and that's because once you pull, so I'm just holding everything stable, I'm going on the right side now to clip it and press it to lock it in place. Now that's it. Now it's locked in place. You can see if I bend the brim, it's right in the center. So that was very simple. Now all we do is we press these two buttons and release. And you can see that the tearaway stabilizer is now there and ready to help the hat get embroidered. So let's take it onto the machine. Now I've already installed the cap station, and Tajima does have tutorials on how to set this up, so if you guys have no idea, make sure to go check those out. All I'm gonna do is put the hat through like sideways, and then rotate it back and push it through until I hear that all 3 latches are clamped. A really good tip from John Deere when it comes to hats is that normally the brim will cause way too much tension on the back of the machine. That is because the space is a little bit smaller. So one of the things that we recommend for you to do is to push the brim a little bit forward. So even before you hoop the machine, just grab that brim, push it down like this, and what you can do is when you're done embroidering, you can steam it back into shape. This is just so that the brim avoids pushing way too much tension onto the back of the machine and causing any errors. So I'm just gonna give it a little nice push, and I'm gonna bring it back here. Let's see, press it into place, and now we're gonna go onto the screen to set up the rest of the design. Here we are on the main screen of the Tajima SAI. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna select the flower, then we're gonna select the USB, and I already have the 3D puff design that I saved as on the Tajima Writer Plus as a DSD. I'm gonna click set, and it's gonna prompt me to choose 2 colors. Now for me, white, which is the backdrop right now, is currently set to 6, and the purple, because I've tested this design, is currently set to 7. I almost forgot one very important setting, and that is to create a stop setting after the white is done. That is so the machine will stop and we can add the 3D puff to it. So all I did was go back, and now I'm going to press this stop little hand right there. It's going to stop between colors. Now here's where you want to change your hoop type, and I'm gonna set it to cap. Click set. This section is very important. You want to rotate your design 180 degrees, and that's because your hat is facing up. So you don't want to be embroidering the design upside down. And a really good tip for these designs is you want to select on this flower, the bottom part of the flower, you can see right there. Now this crosshair that's on the machine will show you where that bottom is. So instead of centering your design with the crosshair from the center, you will now center your design based on the bottom. So you're gonna click set next, and now we're gonna align it to the hat. So for me, I'm just gonna drop it down, and I'm gonna click set. But I want to show you guys what it looks like to do a trace, because that's the next thing that it's going to ask. That's the crosshair right there. It is currently going to do a trace from the bottom and do the whole design. So I'm just going to push it down. Again, if you find that it already has a lot of tension, just push that brim down so you don't encounter those errors. I'm going to click set, and the tracing is going to get executed. So let's see. Going to do the right or the left in this case, and that's it. It looks like it's ready, so all we have left to do is press start, and this will be ready to embroider. Alright, now that I've finished creating the white part, what we're gonna do, it says on the machine, stop by color change. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out the size of the foam that I want. So I think somewhere around that is pretty good. I'm gonna use a piece of masking tape just so that I can take the top and the bottom of this foam. One at the top, one at the bottom, like so. And we're just gonna tape this on the hat as best as possible. Even if it comes off later on, it doesn't matter so much, because what the machine is gonna do next, based on the font stitch, it is going to put the tack down stitches that is going to hold the puff foam. So let's take care of that. Now normally I would want to slow down the machine like I said, but at this point I feel like I really want to try, you know what, let's add some on the sides too, just in case. I feel like I want to try what the machine can handle at 800 stitches per minute. Let's leave it at 800. I'm not even going to change it. I've taped this down really well. I'm going to click start and see what happens. Enjoy. And the embroidery is now done. The machine is asking if I want to sew it again. I don't. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the hoop upwards so I can release the hat. I'm just gonna press the 3 clips, rotate it, and take it out. Now let's go review this on the table. And check this out, guys. I'm actually really surprised at how well it did for 800 stitches per minute. I have never ran 3D Puff at that speed before, so I'm definitely impressed. Now for the fun part, let's get rid of this foam. Now you see these little pieces right here. That's the excess of the foam that got through the stitches. And an easy way to solve this is if you have a girlfriend, then you'll have a hair dryer. And what you want to do is put heat around the letters so that the foam will shrink. And here we go. Just gotta make sure it gets a little bit hot. A heat gun would do much better, but this is all I got, so it's all good. Now that already looks a lot better. And if you truly want to hide all of the imperfections, you can do 2 things. You can either get the same color of the puff foam or as close as possible, or you can also get a marker so you can paint on top of those little areas. 3D foam can be a little tricky when it comes to stitches, so just do your best, use a couple of tricks that you can, and enjoy the process. Last thing that we're gonna do is take off the hat from the hoop. So I'm just gonna unhoop it. You can see that's the tearaway stabilizer right there. In one go, stabilizer is gone, and we have a 3D hat done. Now you can steam this area if you want it to go back to its original spot, but I do like the result it has on its own. Hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Again, the set of stitch style fonts will be available in the link in the description. Remember, you do not need a software. You can simply plug these letters into your embroidery machine and get embroidery in some 3D puff. If you have any more questions like how to use the Tajima Writer Plus software or the Tajima SAI, make sure to leave them down in the comments. Guys, the SAI just keeps on impressing me every single day, and I'm so looking forward to creating more tutorials with it. Thank you so much for watching. Check out this video next, and we'll see you on the next time. Take care, Legacy family.
Looking for the best beginner embroidery multi-needle machine? Meet the Tajima SAI. Precise, reliable, and user-friendly. Unlock exclusive bonuses by filling out the form on our website. We'll connect you with an official Tajima partner to complete your purchase and claim your rewards. Elevate your embroidery today and click the link below to learn more.